Everyone is losing weight with Ozempic. Now, how can you make money with it? Let's talk about it.
What if I told you that every Big Mac, every can of Coke, and every late night junk food binge could actually fuel the growth of one of the world's most profitable companies? And I'm not talking about a food giant, but a pharmaceutical powerhouse. Here's the issue. While people are doubling down on unhealthy eating habits, they're also injecting their way to weight loss miracles with drugs like Ozempic. And chances are you know someone who suddenly shed pounds without even hitting the gym. So who's behind this game-changing drug, and how can you profit from this billion-dollar weight loss revolution? Today, we're breaking down Novo Nordisk, the company turning our cravings into a financial goldmine. Let's start with a staggering fact. In the United States alone, over 40% of adults are classified as obese. Globally, more than 1 billion people are struggling with obesity, and this number isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. It's not just about unhealthy choices anymore, it's a full-blown epidemic. And here's getting more shocking. More people now die from eating too much than from eating too little. That's right, excess calories are killing us faster than starvation ever could. Why? Because we live in a world that produces enough food to feed 10 billion people. But the paradox is we're overfeeding ourselves while underfeeding our health. From drive-thrus to delivery apps, our unhealthy habits are driving entirely new economies, industries built on solving the very problems our diets create. And one of the biggest benefactors, companies making drugs that tackle obesity and its deadly consequences. Now let's talk about Novo Nordisk, the weight loss game changer. A company from Denmark, where I study, that is quietly revolutionizing the way we fight obesity. Novo Nordisk has been a leader in developing treatment for diabetes for decades. But this is the issue. One day, they discovered that some of their diabetes drugs weren't just controlling blood sugar. They were also helping patients shed serious weight. Imagine that moment in that science. And so a new era was born. Novo Nordisk leveraged this breakthrough to create a family of what they call GLP-1 products, medications designed to mimic hormones in the body that regulate appetite, blood sugar, and digestion. These aren't just drugs, they're life-changing solutions for millions of people battling obesity and diabetes. You've probably heard of Ozempic. It is the name on everyone's lips these days. But it's not just for diabetes, it's also become a go-to treatment for weight loss. Then there is Wegovy, another Novo Nordisk product that specifically targets obesity. These medications work by reducing appetite, making it easier for people to eat less and lose weight sustainably. And let's not forget about Rybelsus, the first ever GLP-1 tablet taken orally. Each one of these products tackles a specific part of the weight loss and diabetes equation, turning Novo Nordisk into a key player in what is now a multi-billion-dollar market. In today's video, we're peeling back the layers of Novo Nordisk, how these Danish pharma giants riding the obesity wave, what makes their products so effective, and whether investing in the company could make you part of the weight loss revolution. Novo Nordisk has experienced significantly financial growth, largely driven by its GLP-1 product line. I know, it sounds complicated, but we will get into the gist. In the first 9 months of 2024, Novo Nordisk reported sales of almost 204 billion Danish coronas, which is approximately $30 billion, marking a 23% increase compared to the same period in 2023. What I like is their operating profit, which has reached more than $14 billion in the same year. Now, the company's diabetes and obesity care division, which includes GLP-1 products, saw a 25% increase in sales, reaching $27 billion. This growth naturally was driven by an increase of GLP-1 diabetes sales and, check this, rise of the 44% rise in the obesity market. Now, the combine of these drugs sold $18.4 billion, which is almost doubling their previous year revenue of $9.3 billion. What is interesting is that Novo Nordisk holds a commanding 65% of the market share in that sector. And that's the reason we hear about Ozempic and Wegovy. And the robust financial performance underscores the significant impact on GLP-1 on Novo Nordisk growth. And that's the reason they keep growing faster in these two areas. Remember, they started as a diabetes fighting company. What I love about Novo Nordisk's story is that they have persistent innovation and transformation. They were founded nearly 100 years ago in 1923, and they have a singular focus, developing insulin to help people manage diabetes, at the time when diabetes was essentially a death sentence. Novo Nordisk became a pioneer introducing insulin products that have changed millions of lives. Since then, Novo Nordisk has grown into one of the largest and most respected pharma companies in the world, maintaining its core mission to improve lives of people living with chronic disease. But how did this company, that was focused on diabetes care, became the leader in obesity treatment as well? That's one of the key elements that you have to understand when you're analyzing stocks. Novo Nordisk has always prioritized innovation through research and development, reinvesting a significant portion of its revenue back into research. And this created a flywheel, which created groundbreaking products. And I'm gonna just go through some of them. For example, in the 1950s, they did human insulin. One of the first products that used human insulin, offering a natural alternative to earlier animal-delivered insulin. Insulin pens in the 1980s. Imagine that. They created what they call the Novo pen, which was a more convenient and user-friendly device for patients. So think about that. From insulin to the Novo pens to the products that are being used right now to reduce weight. And that's the reason some of their drugs, particularly what is called the GLP-1s that I've been talking in this video, which is glucagon-like peptide wine. I know, it's complicated. I don't even understand that. But it's a hormone that regulates blood sugar levels and hunger. Mimicking its effects, Novo Nordisk created medication that not only managed diabetes, but also helped patients lose weight. And that was the breakthrough that started Novo Nordisk's expansion into obesity care, controlling diabetes and reducing weight. That's the reason we have Ozempic, which is an injection designed to manage diabetes type 2, and it just became the #1 tool for weight loss. Wegovy, it is a higher dose version of Ozempic, and it's specifically approved for weight loss in people with obesity. And then you have heard about Rybelsus, the first ever oral, offering an easy alternative to injections. Let's take a closer look at Novo Nordisk's stock performance and explore why I believe it presents a compelling investment opportunity. Now, let's analyze the data of the stock. In 2024, it reached its all-time high, closing a price of 146 on June 2024. But in 2025, the stock price is trading at 87, reflecting a significant decline from its peak. So this is why I believe it could be a good entry point. And the current dip in the stock price might offer a strategic entry point for investors like you. Because let's consider the facts. #1, market expansion. The global obesity epidemic shows no sign of slowing down. If you believe that over the next decade, people will continue indulging in fast food, sugary drinks, and convenient food delivery services, the demand for effective weight management solutions is likely to rise. Novo Nordisk GLP-1 products such as Ozempic and Wegovy are at the forefront of addressing these health challenges. The company holds a commanding 65% market share, and everyone is thinking about Ozempic and Wegovy when lowering their weight. Now, analysts have set a 12-month price target for Novo Nordisk, but I believe that if the trend continues, it will go back to the all-time high and it will break it higher. Because let's consider the 2040. Yes, I know, this is not to a great rich fast scheme. No, but I believe that the combination of growing global health crisis and Novo Nordisk's innovative products and the trends for people will just make this stock a very healthy one. Actually, my personal price target will be above 300. Let's talk about the possible negative things, because at the end, no company is without risk. And that's the reason this is not financial advice, just my analysis. So let's explore some potential downsides on betting in this Danish pharmaceutical giant. And as I covered in a video of Steve Ballmer, he famously warned in his analysis of business models the problem of relying heavily on a single category of products that can make a company vulnerable. In this case, the 70% of Novo Nordisk revenue comes from Ozempic, Wegovy, and Rybelsus. And while these products, we know it, are driving impressive growth and a lot of money, such heavy dependence could be a long-term risk. What happens if demand for GLP-1 products slows due to competition like Eli Lilly, pricing pressures, or even regulatory hurdles? Novo Nordisk's financial performance could take a hit. Essentially, while they dominate the market now, this reliance on a single product class makes them susceptible to shifts in consumer or healthcare trends. Think about that for a moment. Now, let's go to the pharma advantage. However, there's the key difference. Novo Nordisk isn't just any company. It's a pharma company with decades of expertise in diabetes care. Unlike the typical one-trick ponies, they mastered this field, and that deep expertise helped them stay ahead of its competitors. Novo Nordisk isn't complacent. It's already taken steps to diversify and strengthen its position. Let me give you some examples. They're already doing biotech collaboration. So if they're expanding their pipeline through partnerships with biotech firms in the US, they just invested $6 billion, and globally, because they want to find new types of drugs. And also one, the early studies suggest that Ozempic might offer benefits beyond weight loss and diabetes. So think about improved cardiovascular health. This could open entirely new markets for their products. So what about the problems? I know, injecting every week or taking a pill every day? Yeah. But no major side effects have been widely reported yet. But this doesn't mean there aren't risks. Over time, as more people use GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, unforeseen long-term side effects could emerge. If adverse effects surface, it could lead to restricted regulations, lawsuits, or even declining trust in Novo Nordisk products. But what about their competitors? Now that they have proved that people want Ozempic, well, companies like Eli Lilly are already developing rival products. So this could generate pricing wars or new, more effective drugs from competitors. They could impact the Novo Nordisk dominance in this lucrative space. So, while Novo Nordisk does face challenges, it's important to remember that the company isn't standing still. Their practical approach to research and development, strategic partnerships, and expanding product benefits positions them to mitigate risk. Still, as with any investment, the potential for downside exists, and understanding this risk is crucial for making informed decisions. So the $300 price point comes from the usage of Ozempic. Approximately 12% of US adults have used GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic, with about half of these individuals currently on the medication. And if you ask any American, they will know a family member who is already using it. And the people that have been diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease, and classified as overweight or obese are starting to use it. 70% of Americans will love to use it, but they don't have the money. Because if you don't have insurance, you can pay up to $1,000, which could be higher in other countries. But if you have insurance, your insurance plans are the ones that are paying and cover the main portion of these medicaments. 70% of people will love to access to loans, and this will create new opportunities for Ozempic. I know, it sounds just horrible because you are obese, now you have to buy this to keep and change your weight, but that's the reality of what is happening. So even though when you're thinking about the possibilities of Ozempic and the cost, the incredible thing is that the production costs for Ozempic are very low. It can go up to $5 per pen, and they have tremendous profit. So what about celebrities? Isn't that the case that everyone just tells me, hey, look, this new celebrity? Well, they have permeated popular culture. Even South Park, they did a video about Ozempic. I don't have watched it, but I'm just going to put a small clip so you can think about that. So now, Kevin James, which I love it for grown-ups, is being used Ozempic. And other ones that are not disgustingly open. Some other are open about it. But that's the key thing. Everyone in America is talking about Ozempic. And this is the driver that will keep Ozempic as part of the American culture and the global culture. Because what also Novo Nordisk did recently is that they just entered the Chinese market. Thinking about how complicated is that? Well, of course, the Chinese will try to copy Ozempic and launch their own version. But if the brand is good enough, then they will continue growing. Thank you very much for following this video. Let me know in the comments if you already have Novo Nordisk. You cannot buy Novo Nordisk in America. Actually, this is a good diversified option because, as I always tell you, not only focus on American stocks. Novo Nordisk is a very interesting European stock, Danish in this case, that could help you to diversify your portfolio. Please leave in the comments below what is your opinion about everything that we discussed in today's video. Follow me and send to your friends. Thank you very much.